welcome back to this series on automating your accounting with QuickBooks. We are looking at our money out items and how we can improve or speed up the process of getting our bills into QuickBooks. So what we're going to look at specifically is this idea that all bills should come by email, thereby we can forward that information straight into QuickBooks. And we're going to walk through the steps on how to do that. And we just want to make sure that any of our bills that come in from vendors and any receipts or expenses that we have, if it's possible, we want those to run through email. That's going to facilitate the automation process. All right, so let's take a look at this. First thing we're going to do is go out to, I'm using Outlook. I know that Outlook and Gmail have forwarding capabilities. If you have a different email service provider, you need to look at that and see if they have rules. If they don't, I'd recommend you might make a move to one of these other two platforms because the rules will help you in your automation process. All right, so what we're going to see is we have a bill that's come in. It's my Microsoft 365 Business Premium invoice. In Outlook, you're just going to select the item. If I hit the three dots here, and one of my options is going to be setting up rules. So I'm going to create a rule, and it's going to by default think that you just want to automatically move it to a folder, which is a great idea. And maybe part of the steps you want to take in your forwarding process, but let's click on more options to get additional options available to us. So in this case, it says for all messages from Chuck Goodwood, I'm going to say this is my Microsoft 365 Business Premium, forward, and file. Okay. Now, I'm putting this here for now. I think a more advanced way to do this is you can put multiple we can do this for multiple vendors and suppliers, things like that, in a single rule if you'd like. So just be aware that that's probably the best way to do that. So let's just go back here and change this to, let's do eccentric vendors forward to QBO. How about that? All right, so one of the conditions is that it's from, in this case, it is from me. Normally I would be from Microsoft. And if I want that email address, I think I can go out, and this is going to be a little bit different because I use the Office 365 version of Outlook. So I need the email address. So you're going to want to copy that before you get to this page because you're not going to be able to leave this right away to go back and find that. So in this case, it's already in here because I'm actually in the email. I also want to, I might get multiple emails from Microsoft, so I might just want subject includes, and let's put I can see it off to the side here behind here, and I'm going to put Microsoft 365 business. Let's just use that for now. Okay, and you'll see how it kind of just sections that all off. If I had multiple emails coming in, I could put something else like Microsoft Teams, let's say. So you can see now, if I had emails from myself in this case, and it contained these words, this is going to satisfy the conditions and allow us to move forward with whatever I want to do here. So I'm going to get rid of the one. I'm going to add an action. In this case, I want to forward to, and I need a forward to address. And this is what we're going to find in QuickBooks. The other action we're going to do is to put it in a folder. Let's see, how about move to, and I see what my options are here. I might want to create a new folder and call it automation and hit save. Okay, but we still need that forward to. So let's go out and find what is the email address that we need to forward this on to. So let's go out to QuickBooks, and you'll see at the main screen what I want to do is go to my bank transactions, which is under transactions, bank transactions. Across the top, I'm going to see my options here. I'm going to select the receipts. And here you're going to see anyone can autofill multiple receipts, create bills by sending files to this email address, and it's ready to do a copy. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to mail and I hit Control V to paste that in. And now my rule is ready to go. I'm going to hit save. Okay, and I'm going to close that. I go back to the inbox. You'll always be able to find rules. Click on the three dots here, and rules should be here. You can manage rules, and you'll see the email that we added. All right, so since that's out there, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this to run. So I clicked on these three dots. I'm going to hit run rule now. When that happens, is then this email will automatically flow into your automation folder. All right, so it'll be kind of handy. All right, so now let's see what happens on QuickBooks. And one thing I will note is that your forwarding to QuickBooks is going to be slow. I'm not sure if that's going to change. This is a fairly new change that they have made. But if I go out to back to this receipts page, it should pop up in here that it's processing, and it's been a couple minutes already and it's not yet there. So you can always sit here and click on refresh and see if that will bring it in. But you may just have to wait. I believe you also get an email once it has completed. So we'll take this video up once that is in. Okay, I refreshed the screen and this invoice has popped up. You can see where it came from. See the email address from which it came. You can see the amount and all that. So just so you know, you will get a notification from Intuit saying that they received your email. It's right up here. That's what that looks like. Okay, and let's go back here. And so the next step is let's get this thing coded. So what does it look like on this side? All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to click on this bar here, or you can click on the picture, but let's just click on anywhere here. There we go. Create bill. That's what we need. So if we click down here, we'll see the different options we have. If we just, I'm just going to create a bill, and so it's going to pop open a picture of the bill on one side and the actual entry screen on the right, and you can see it's already populated some of that information based on what it's found. All right, so it's found a bill, or it's creating a bill. We can change that to an expense. Those are our two options here. But it's already got the vendor name in here, which is a vendor that we have, so it's looked that up for us. That's nice. If we had terms on that, we could do that. This is actually an invoice from them. We could enter it as a bill, or we could go ahead and enter this as an expense because it's automatically paid at the time that we receive it. So that's your call on that. We're going to go ahead and leave it as a bill. And then you're just confirming. At this point, you're just confirming things. And then what is the category? So I believe it's looking at, once it thinks it's Microsoft as a vendor, it believes it's going to be software expense. In this case, that's going to be accurate, and that's really only one of a few accounts I have in this test account. So it's already ready to go. Just that simple. So all you're doing is just confirming the information and then hitting save and close. That's it. So to the extent that that bill gets paid, as it comes in from that bank feed, it will match up with that bill that you just created in QuickBooks. So really quick process to automatically get those processed. So I've got a couple other ones we can look at real quick. Let's go ahead and let's do a review on this and see what it actually does. So it's got a copy of the invoice on one side, and let's see, this is 618. So this is going to allow us to search for a match. I think there probably should be one out there. Let's go ahead and see if we can find anything for $27. And there is not anything. All right, I want to go out and look real quick. I think it's actually in my bank transactions. That is dated June 18th. Still got quite a few items I haven't posted yet. This is to click on spent and see if we can find it that way. And it actually did not hit my bank feed in this case. So that would be a new bill in our case. If I go back to receipts, I could then click on uncat. All this information has already been pre-added. Right, so it's got the name of the vendor, which that is correct. It's got the date, the bill number on it, which comes from over here. It's got the receipt information in it. In this case, it's still not coded to the right place. So the only thing I have to do is change this to software and save and close, and it's done. And then that leaves me one more here on Finograph for June 24th. So let's look at that and see if maybe it's out there. Okay, so I'm going to search for match. That's what this thing is up here. And I'm going to look up Finograph. And I see I have one right there. So this will save me having to add this in. So this came in through the bank feed probably. It might be pre-coded. So let's go ahead and just add that, do a match. And there we go. So all that information is together. I hit save and close. And now all of my receipts have been cleared out. And that's it. So that's where you see some of the value with the forwarding the email. If it automatically forwards, you don't have to do anything, right? You goes to email. It's always gonna, if it's a bill, it always needs to go into QuickBooks. So let's go ahead and get it automatically forwarded in through our email so that it will reduce the amount of time and increase your effectiveness and efficiency when it comes to coding and doing your bookkeeping in QuickBooks Online. All right, so if you have any feedback, if you have any other questions or anything like that, why don't you don't hesitate to let us know. We'd be glad to help. Thanks.